Rick and Morty today. I'll take my earphones out. You know, I've just been chuckling to myself there, really. I don't know about you lot, but when I'm sat on my bench building, or even just sat on my bench on the computer, I've always got my headphones on listening to some sort of music, and it sort of helps me relax, really. And I was laughing at myself because, well, this was a song I was listening to as I was thinking that, so I'll see what you think. Not everyone's cup of tea, but that's what I was listening to, yeah. So, anyway, welcome to vlog number 3. And thank you to those guys who watched episodes 1 and 2. I'll put little links in the video description if you want to check out the first couple of vlogs there. They're not very long, maybe 10 minutes, and it's practically me just waffling on, really. And thanks to those people that have watched the original 2 vlogs, so I'm going to keep doing them for a little bit. I actually find it quite therapeutic, to be honest, to sit and talk to you a lot about drones and what I've been up to, because Mrs. isn't interested in drones, that's for sure. So, anyway, let's get into it. This week, well, better start with what's on the bench, really. I was talking about it in last week's vlog. I thought I'd blown the ESC, the all-in-one on my XI20 Plus build. Anyway, it turns out, after I thought about it, I was trying to, I was adding an LED strip to the frame. And what I was trying to do was change one of the UARTs to pin IO so that I could have a switch on my controller that would turn the LEDs on and off. It's basically what I've done to me Pavo 20. You know, there's a little switch there and click LEDs on and off when you want them on. Now, obviously, I must have fucked something up because after that, it stopped working. I wasn't getting all the beeps. Now, I had crashed it last time I was out, so I assumed I'd blown the ESC, but after I'd sort of thought about it a little bit more, I decided to have a little bit of a prat about with it. You know, I dismantled it and I was going to take the AIO out. And I thought, I might as well have a piss about while I'm in. Now, they don't have a USB port on these ones. They have one of these bloody stupid dongly things that everybody seems to be having on theirs now, especially Beta FPV. And I picked this up and I saw the boot button on it. And I thought, shall I risk it? And I thought, wait, rather than dismantling it and paying another, 70, 80 quid for an all-in-one, I thought I'll give it a try. So I plugged it in, held the boot button down, plugged it into Betaflight, and it connected. But the last time I did that, it didn't. There was nothing there at all. So I thought, right, things seem to be going well. So what I did, I reflashed it, completely fresh, with Betaflight 4.5 or whatever it is. And then after it had done that, I sort of unplugged it, crossed my fingers, plugged the battery in, and she works. So obviously I've probably knackered some of it up in the CLI when I've been trying to add that LED strip to a switch. So I'm not going to do that now. I'm still going to have the LED, but I'm just going to have it on the frame connected to a 5-bolt pad so that it comes on whenever I plug a battery in. So I'm not fucking about with that anymore. It's one of my favourite quads, that. So that's that. So it's a bit of good news for a change. Normally when I do these vlogs, I spend half my time whinging. Where else are we looking at? Oh, speaking of whinging, might as well get this one out of the way. Well, actually, no. That's one of my analogue whoops. We'll start somewhere before that with a bit of good news before I complain. I have whinged in the past that I really regret selling my analogue goggles, and I do. I really do. I really miss flying my whoops. I've got this little 75mm one. I've got my little case here with the I think that's a little Mobula 6. Now that was actually the second quad I ever bought, or the all-in-one in there was. So that's what, 3-year-old. So I'm really surprised that's still working, but it is, which is a bonus. So anyway, I digress slightly. I managed to get myself a super cheap set of V1 goggles, DJI. Now obviously these are going to be no good for O3 and stuff like that and O4, but one thing you can do with them is add an analogue, what the hell is it called? An analogue module on the front using the BDI adapter. So now I do have a set of analogue goggles, so I'm going to start doing some whoop stuff, a little bit of gorilla whooping and, you know, just general messing about. Which brings me on to my whinge of the week. I might make that a little segment, that, because I do tend to come on here and complain to you a lot about stuff. So yeah, my little 65mm Mobula's absolutely fine, but this fucking thing, this was the Frankenwhoop. Now, I've made this out of God knows how many spare parts, and it always was fine. Now, originally this build, the camera on it, I don't know if you can see this very well, I'll put a close-up thing on the screen now. This camera was actually a camera and a VTX all in one. Now, the camera was borderline out of focus, and the little VTX on the back was 25 milliwatts, something like that. So it was shite, basically. I think it's the word, shite. So what I decided to do was keep the all-in-one, which was from a Mobula 7 if I remember. It doesn't have a VTX on it, so I kept the AIO from that. I've got a little, I haven't finished building this yet, by the way. I've got a little Express LRS receiver hanging off it, which I need to attach, and an odd, who made that? Is it a Cadex Ant camera? Anyway, the problems I'm having, I had to buy a separate VTX for it, so I went with a Happy Model, is it the 308 Open VTX, or whatever it was, and it was 25 to 400 milliwatt VTX, like the diamond shaped one. You've probably seen them before anyway. So I plugged the camera in, and I plugged a little 5-volt ground cable in just to make sure it was okay before I added it to the Whoop, and I had my little screen where I an odd set of Beta FPV goggles. This I'm actually making in the process of designing a 3D print to put this in to make like a little handheld screen, but it's kind of in pieces at the minute, but I'll show you the things on that in a minute. So yeah, I plugged it in and screen picked up the video straight away, clear as a bell, in focus, unlike the other fucking camera. So I thought, great. So I started building it, got it all together, wired it all up, plugged it in to test it, pit mode. Oh, fucking hell. So I spent 20 minutes, half an hour messing about with fucking VTX tables and all shit like that. And anyway, now I cannot get it to work. So I'm probably going to have to dismantle it, and I might end up just buying a fresh all-in-one board that's got a VTX and that anyway, rather than pissing about with separate receivers and separate VTXs, because you're just adding weight, and something this small, the lighter you can make it, the better. That's why I went with the light canopy, just to try and save a bit of weight. So unfortunately, I think I'm going to have to bin the Frankenwhoop, but like I say, I can still mess about with the 65mm. I might just end up buying an analog one anyway. You know, by the time you've bought a board and everything, it's... Oh. Message on WhatsApp. Yeah, so... might have a look at the Air 65 or 75 anyway. For the price they are, you know, by the time I've bought... because it'll probably want maybe a new set of motors, because these are slightly underpowered. Anyway, yeah, so... good news, we're back with analog. So hopefully some content on that coming soon. And speaking of content, I've finally got some good news about the 7-inch build. After I've spent 3-4 weeks doing nothing but fucking whinge about it. I've actually got some batteries on charge now, because the weather's great, there's no wind, there's a bit of sun. So I'm going to get out and I'm going to film the second part of the return to home saga, let's call it, because that's given me fucking headache and all of the last month or so. So yeah, hope this video is going to be out Monday, I think, so I'm going to try and get the return to home one out Friday. I know I've been spamming you with vlogs at the minute, but the fucking weather's been terrible, so it's been really, really difficult to get out and fly. So yeah, I'm going to get out and film the 7-inch return to home video. Yeah, and one last thing before we sign off really. I have dismantled my Pavo Pico. I've finally managed to get hold, oh my screen's going off, I've finally managed to get hold of a 04 Lite, I know they're not called the Lite, VTX for me 2-inch little micro builder I'm doing. Now that's going to be delivered Monday, so what I've done here, I've actually got a pile of shite here. That is all the dismantled pieces of my Pavo Pico, and I've got some 3D prints there for the, I'm building a sub 250 2-inch baby turtle. I'll put a little thing on the screen now so you can see. Now these are like little feet and battery holders. That is a camera thing where it's not for the O4 light. That's, I can't remember what that's for now, Cadex Ant or something like that, wherever. Little antenna holder. But I do need to make a DJI O4 camera holder for that when it comes. So yeah, I'm going to be making a video on that shortly. Got some little 2-inch bi-blades there, as you can tell, blue, which is the theme. That's kind of it really. So yeah, it's been a good week. Got up to quite a bit, and hopefully get up flying with this 7-inch. I might take a 5-inch with me and all, actually, and just rip that about, just to keep my fingers in. There's only so much simulator work you can do, isn't there? So yeah, thanks for watching this vlog, and thanks for sticking with me. Hopefully some normal content will resume shortly. I think I'm going to continue doing these vlogs though, because I do find them, like I say, therapeutic. It's nice to be able to talk to someone other than myself and have them listen. So, right, thanks for watching this video, guys. If you did enjoy it, please think about giving a thumbs up and subscribing. If you like these vlogs, let me know in the comments. If you don't like these vlogs, also let me know there in the comments. And we'll see you next time. Look, every video I end up with a cold cup of coffee. See you later.